Welcome to Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
And me, Jimmy Watkins.
Each week we're going to be reviewing a different album as selected by a guest with just 3 words. It's a bit of a challenge, it's going to be tough, it's going to be fun, it's going to be random, and there might be the odd swear word.
Yeah, so if there are any children listening, make sure they already know the swear words in advance.
Good advice. Take care, sit back, relax and enjoy.
Yes!
Bonjour.
That threw me. Hang on. That's French.
Yeah, I've been thinking for ages. Why do we always do the same intro, Jimmy? Why do we always go, hey? I thought, no, bit French. Bonjour.
I need to find out what way is in French and I can start doing that.
Bonjour. Comment t'appelles-tu? That's how we...
Je m'appelle Jimmy.
Oh, hang on, we've shown our expose now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
Je m'appelle Jimmy Watkins.
Je m'appelle Jimmy Watkins. And Jimmy Watkins, I think we're out of our depth now, mate. We should stop.
Yeah, we're at our limit, are we?
I think so. I think unless you know any German. But I think we're in dangerous territories now. So, hello, mate.
Hello.
Just me and you today.
Yeah. What's going on? You okay?
I'm okay. By popular demand, we're just going to roll solo again. We're going to do this.
Just because we meet up anyway for a chat, we might as well just record our chats, document them like a time capsule.
Well, that's it, isn't it? When we have our chats, and I think when we've had some good success being guestless.
Yeah.
So what we're probably gonna start doing is adding a few more of these just solo ones in where we can talk about what's going on, what's happening. Keep the listeners on the toes, really, isn't it?
Keep listeners on their toes and keep my cortisol levels down because I get nervous whenever you got a guest.
Yeah,
I really do.
I do. Again, there's a lot of prep that needs to go into it, and a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Now, your main differences between stress. Do you know these, Jimmy?
I don't actually know. Please tell me.
Yeah, let's do it. So this is really interesting. Let's have a little bit of a lesson.
Okay, come on then. Let me cross my legs.
Absolutely, because this is a real common thing. People use the word stress all the time. We use the words anxiety all the time. But my question to you, Jimmy, what is it? What is stress and what is anxiety? Hit me up.
Interesting. Me. I would say my take on it is that stress is unavoidable.
Okay.
I think it's part of my day-to-day existence is stress.
Yeah.
Anxiety is something that I think worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. So maybe you can control anxiety more than you can control stress. I don't know. But I suffer from both, and I put myself in situations where I deliberately encourage them.
Like having guests on our podcast that we've got a prep for.
Having guests, doing running reviews. I mean, running reviews, as much joy as they bring to people, they bring anxiety, which is through the roof for me, because I just know I'm going to be running around in public screaming silly things.
I think about this when I do that. Do you know, you're not far off the mark there, mate, but this is an interesting thing because it shows you how, with all things to do with mental health, but certainly these 2 words, we hear them when we're like kids, and then we form our own beliefs about what they mean and how they affect you. But of course, stress and anxiety, we need them in our life. This is one of the biggest things that people do. So you hear people all the time saying, I'm going to have a stress-free life. If I'm rich, I'll be stress-free. If I'm this, that, or the other, I'll be stress-free. And I'm like, no. Even Pedro on the Costa del Sol with his golden tan, his luscious locks and his pink Speedos, selling jet skis for a living to bored housewives. Even Pedro has stress.
No way.
Yes, and this is what we've got to start understanding. We've got to stop trying to remove stress. Stress can be good. It can be very, very good. But what's important is that we understand what our individual stress is, what size it is, and we make sure that we only concentrate on the right things. I'll tell you about this in a minute.
Okay, yeah. I'm interested.
But everyone has stress. Everyone has it.
Yeah.
Getting married, going on holiday, giving birth, doing a podcast, going to work. The list is endless.
Yeah.
Everyone has it.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to make this really easy for you, Jimmy. I like this. It's like a lesson.
I know.
Holy shit, this is what I do for a living. You're getting a glimpse now of what I do for a living.
I'm going to write this down, honestly. I'm going to write this all down.
look, there's loads of different ways. There's multitudes of books that you can go and buy, download. You can read white papers. You can go really, really into this. But I want to make it simple because...
What's a white paper? Is that like an academic
like a clinical,
paper?
Yeah, academical, clinical, where you use lots of big words. Basically, when you write these... You're on a target of hitting numbers of words, yeah? And that means that you basically fill it full of gumph. Whereas I make it really simple. I'm the opposite of white papers. I'm newspaper.
You're tabloid.
I'm back a fag packet because that's what we want, right?
You're a government health warning. You are.
Yeah. So I keep it really simple, and yes, there's other things that you can that you could read that will give you a more in-depth answer, but I keep it simple. So, stress. The way to remember stress, Jimmy. Yeah. It's in your diary. It's in your diary.
Right.
It's in your diary. Okay. It's an event or situation that is guaranteed to happen. Yeah. Or is actually happening. Just keep it simple.
Yeah. Right? I'm writing this down.
It's in your diary, guys. Stress
That's funny,
is in your
though.
diary, right?
My diary stresses me out.
Exactly. It's in your diary. So when you look and we're like, right, today we're going to be doing X, Y, Z. Yeah. It's definitely happening. It's in your diary. So you could be stressed about it. Think about going on holiday, getting married, giving birth. These are factual things that are going to happen.
Buying a bag of kale stresses me out.
Well,
kale is stress. It's a stressful green thing to buy.
No, this is interesting. Let's add this into another thing, because is that really stress? Let's come to this, because there's some key questions. Okay, listeners, I hope you're still with us, because this is fun.
Yeah, no, I bet they are. Right.
Evidence. Anxiety.
Yeah.
Gets clumped together with stress all the time, to the point where we walk around saying words we don't even know what they mean.
Yeah.
Anxiety can be summed up in 2 words. Again, you can get loads of different examples, loads of different things, but 2 words. Back of fag packet. Those 2 words are...
Yeah.
What if?
Yes! Yes.
That's all you need to know. Yeah. What if? Now, the other thing that's really important here is we are masters at what ifing. We're better than Steven Spielberg. We're better than EastEnders producers, some Coronation Street producers, Hollyoaks. But this is what we do. We what if, and we what if at a rate of knots. So, how many times have you thought to yourself, what if I see that person, what am I going to say?
Yeah.
Right?
Constantly.
I'm writing an email. What if they reply back negatively?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What if they don't reply, Jimmy?
Yeah.
We already go 3 steps down the line. We don't worry about the initial thing. So, what ifs? This is anxiety. So stress is in your diary. It's an event or situation that's going to happen. Anxiety is a what if. Okay?
Yeah.
And we're masters of what ifing. We what if at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Understanding, right, when you've got these 2 different factors are massively important, because then you can start to process it. Now, let's go to your bag of kale. Now, this is really important. I want to help you. This is good. So, guys, you're getting a free lesson. I'm usually like 50 quid an hour on this.
We've got an episode name as well, Bag of Kale. That's the episode name.
Buying a bag of kale. So listen, when you're why does buying a bag of kale stress you out?
Just because I know I have to linger for longer than I want to in a part of the shop. Like, lingering in shops is something that bothers me. I get anxious over the fact that I have to go to an area...
Hang on, you've just said you get anxious there. Are you stressed or you're anxious? Tell me.
Yeah. Stressed. I just knowing that I'm going into a shop and I have no idea where something is going to be.
So the question is, what if I don't know where it is?
Yeah.
So it's anxiety.
It is anxiety. I get anxious over kale. I don't get stressed over kale. I get
anxious that you don't know where it is. This is really important. It's so important to understand, like, when you're stressed and when you're anxious. The way that you can understand this, Jimmy, the way you can know the difference.
Go on.
Is the word evidence.
Right, okay.
Do I have any evidence for what is happening or the way I'm feeling?
Right.
Right? So if it's not currently in your diary or happening, i.e. evidentially happening, it's anxiety. Because you're
okay. Yeah.
Mate,
okay.
There you go, guys.
I like that.
Difference between stress and anxiety.
I like that because, I agree with you. The stress is good. Like, some levels of stress. I think if you're stress-free, you'll just be bored. I think stress pushes away the boredom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But anxiety can definitely be managed. I think that
anxiety is... This is what people also need to understand. We have anxiety our whole lives, every minute of every day. Because it's what if. It's the amygdala part of our brain, okay? So it's the fight, float or freeze. It's constantly working. What if I go outside naked? I'm probably going to get arrested, right? What if I walk in front of a car? I'm probably going to get hit. Yeah. What if I put my hand on a hot stove? I'm going to burn. So your anxiety is constantly ticking, and it keeps you alive. Yeah. So we shouldn't be fearful of anxiety, but it gets to a different point when it gets further down the line, it starts to take over. But yeah, there we go, man. So when we do these podcasts, we're stressed because they're in the diary, so we can know that it's going to happen. Yeah. But we're also anxious at the same time. What if our mics don't work? What if the sound doesn't work? What if we mess up? What if we say the wrong thing? That's why stress and anxiety go hand in hand.
They do, yeah. And it's a wonderful mixture. It makes a really sweaty hands when it happens.
Sweaty hands. Listen, there's some different. We're on a roll now. I want to teach you something else.
Go on.
Okay, so. There's different, because anxiety affects all of us. Yeah, we all have triggers or symptoms. So something that you do when you feel anxious. Yeah. Now these will be split between physical, emotional, behavioural. So physical would be palpitations, rapid heartbeat, sweaty palms, tingly fingers, tight chest, unable to breathe, choking, nausea, vomiting, or going to the toilet a lot. Right? I've just picked a couple off the top of my head. There we go.
You picked the fun ones.
There's loads of different things that your body will do when you feel anxious. Okay. Yeah. Right. Then there's emotions. So there's ones where you'll overthink, you'll worry, you'll be irritable, angry, you won't be able to sleep, you'll have vivid dreams, loss of memory, unable to concentrate. There's loads.
What, so vivid dreams is a sign of... Is it?
Oh, Jimmy, right.
Wow. I've had some really vivid dreams recently.
People listening to this wake in the middle of the night for any reason other than to go for a wee, because that comes with old age. So if you're waking in the night at 2:55 every night, or you wake at 3:05, 3:02, 3:01, I don't care what the number is, you're waking every night, that's not normal. That is your body screaming at you to start paying attention to what is driving anxiety. It's not normal, guys. So anyway, my dad did this for years. He thought that he was just a person that woke in the night. No. This is your body talking to you in the same way. You know when you've got a cold coming, like, I've got the sniffles, I'll go down and get a pack. Yeah. So we've learned over years to understand when our body is telling us physical things. Yeah. But what we haven't done is become attuned to when it's telling us from a mental health side of things.
That is crazy because, sorry to bump in.
No, go for it.
I've always said the moment I realised I could quit drinking alcohol was when I started listening to my body. Yeah. When my body was like saying... Your mind is in a better place when you're not drinking. Because I've always had this argument that if my brain is telling me not to drink, it's the same brain which tells me to drink.
Absolutely.
And that moment when my body was like, look, you don't need this. And I felt different. I approached something which I thought I would never get past totally differently because I started listening to my body. Yeah. So that's fascinating that your body will tell you, look, you are stressed, you are anxious.
Absolutely.
So what do you mean, like paying attention to the world around you?
Well, let me explain this a bit more then. So you've got repetitive checking will also be or seeking assurance will also be under emotional. So I'll come back to these in a minute. So you've got your physical, you've got your emotional, and then you've got behavioural. So behavioural will be avoidance of situations, withdrawing, compulsive checking, so checking physically. So there's not so many for behavioural. So most of them will sit in physical, emotional, and behavioural. Now, everyone will have things that they do. So let's get graphic for a second. So when I'm moving into an anxious state, if I feel anxious in my life, there's certain things I do. So I spend more time in the toilet. A bit grim, but there you go, right? So my physical is I spend more time in the toilet. Yeah. My emotional, so my thoughts are that I wake in the night or have really vivid dreams. Yeah. And so if like one night I wake at 3:55, that could just be because I've woken, but if it happens the same night, 2 nights in a row. Yeah. Before, I'd have just been like, oh, this is annoying. Now, I know, right.
Something's up.
Yeah. The other thing that I do from a behavioural point of view is I seek assurance. Right. So what does that look like? Okay, so this is what I mean. When you can understand what you do and really nail it, knowledge is power, Jimmy. Knowledge is power. Then you can be totally. Like, well, hang on. So seeking reassurance for me looks like I train people. I train a lot of people, so I do groups of about 16 at a time. So
Yeah.
me, if I felt anxious, would look like me emailing every single one of those person in the lunch break and being like, was that okay? Everything all right? Any problems?
Right, yeah.
Anything you need to... And they might come back and be like, no, I'm all right. And I'll be like, yeah, but would you tell me? You know, that seeking reassurance.
Yeah.
So if I do that, and it's laughable, but now I know that that's one of my triggers. I recognise when I'm doing it. And I'm like, yeah. Otherwise, I'll be like, there's your training habit, guys. No, I'm only joking. But, you know, like, sometimes those things wouldn't ever play in your mind. You'd be like, I don't need to check that they're okay, because I know they're okay. So that's another one of my emotional things. And, and behavioural, I'll avoid situations. So I know if I'm behaving in any three of those ways...
Yeah.
It usually means there's something that is driving anxiety in my life above and beyond everyday kind of, this is fine.
Wow.
So what I was trying to help people do, or trying to encourage people to do, is start to understand if their body's doing something that doesn't feel normal, or they actively know they are anxious, take a couple of seconds to think, okay, what am I doing? How am I behaving? Am I seeing it? And it takes time. It takes months, if not years, to be able to learn this. But when you learn it, it's your body giving you massive signals straight away.
I lost you.
Yeah, you're still frozen on my screen, but I can hear you. Oh, this is annoying, guys.
I lost you there.
There we go. We're getting cold. We're getting cold to stick in some elevator music.
Yeah, do it. That'd be amazing. Do it.
So you've got to learn what your things are. And when you learn, you can, like when you're getting a cold and you know it's coming, you can know that you're in this particular state. As well as anxiety, every single person in the world has a stress signature. So as unique as your signature, there's something that you will do when you're stressed. So something that Jimmy Watkins does every time he's stressed. So that could be, okay, you and I are both very laid back people, okay?
Yeah.
Right? When I'm
super
stressed,
chilled.
I shout when I'm stressed.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I'm stressed, when I've got evidence that things are causing me to be stressed, I shout. So I know when I'm stressed.
I can't imagine it.
Just ask my kids and my wife; they'll tell you. So everyone has a stress signature. The other thing, you might sleep a lot, not sleep enough, exercise a lot, not exercise, eat too much, not eat, have loads of sex, have no sex. You get the gist. Something that you will do when you're stressed. Yeah. And again, I encourage people to learn what this is so that they can understand what's going on in their minds.
Yeah, that's because I think I've noticed recently that there's things I've been doing. Like I blink a lot when I'm stressed. I constantly feel like my face, not my body, but just my face is tired. Yeah. Like my face is a mask that just needs to come off. Do you know what I mean? So I was noticing earlier, I was eating breakfast and I was like, oh my word, I have blinked a lot while eating this bowl of Weetabix. Like a lot.
Why were you stressed?
I don't know. I think it's...
did you have any evidence?
I've got things coming up and they just stress me out a little bit. And it's just, I don't know. Part of it is that I'm new to this whole being my own boss kind of thing. Yeah. I'm totally new to it. I've always, in a weird way, enjoyed having a boss. Really enjoyed it. Like I've enjoyed going to work at a certain time. I've enjoyed being shouted at for doing things wrong. I've enjoyed finishing at the same time, and this is totally new to me. This is totally new to me, and I find it stressful.
I can shower you if you want.
Yeah, if
that's going to help. I'll tell you, I've got one other thing on this topic of stress and anxiety that I want to share with you, because I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I swear I need to get TikTok, because a lot lately I've been reading about this young girl on TikTok who seems to be, I say young girl, she's a university student studying psychology, I think it is. And what she's done recently is posted stuff on TikTok that's then got picked up by the national tabloids about how she's demystifying mental health. And I'm like, yeah, go girl. Except I've been saying it for years. I've been saying the same thing, and I'm wondering now if I've trained her. I just did it. Because literally everything that I teach, everything that I say is now in the Guardian or the Independent because this young girl's posted it on TikTok. I'm sure it's not. I mean, I've trained a few thousand people now, but I'm sure I'd recognise her. But it's really blown my mind because it's the same stuff, but it proves that we don't need to make mental health as complex as it is.
No.
Because it's so complex. Yeah. But this is the last thing I want to talk about around anxiety, okay? So remember your physical effects of anxiety. So palpitations, rapid heartbeat, flushing, sweating, tingling, butterflies, going to the toilet a lot, choking, shortness of breath, dizziness. Yeah, there's loads. I've just rattled them off.
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, I want you and all the listeners at home, I want you to think about the last time you were really excited. Now,
Okay.
Sometimes people struggle for this, so I think we've got the right demographic here. Let's imagine we're clubbing. We're all single. We're out clubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the dance floor. Listeners can't see this. I'm dancing to Jimmy on screen. Right, we're on the dance floor. Yeah, we're getting it going on. Yeah, we're just minding our own business. And then from across the pink flamingo, that's what it's called, you catch the eye of the opposite sex. You lock eyes, and
I was thinking of Tony Tiger from the Frosties packet. I was.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So you catch eyes, and instantly there's that.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're like, there's a connection.
Oh my god. Hello.
They're walking over. You're walking over. There's this instant chemistry, right? And it gets to the point maybe a couple of dates down the line because we're not hussies. We're not hussies.
No.
A couple of dates down the line, maybe you're about to go into the bedroom for the first time.
Whoa!
Right?
Okay,
so I want you to think about this moment of pure excitement. What physical effects might be happening to your body, apart from the obvious, Jimmy? What physical things are going on in your body when you're excited? How do you feel?
Oh, my heart is going crazy. I get shivers. I get shivers, like as if I'm really cold.
Yep.
So I might be in the mood to get sexy, but then at the same time I want to wrap up in layers.
Yeah, so you get shivers, your heartbeat goes up. What else?
I definitely will have like some sweat on my hands.
Sweaty hands, clammy fingers, yeah.
Thirsty.
Oh,
I'd be like, I need a drink before we do this. I need a drink.
Yeah.
I need some electrolytes in my body before we do this. Woo! And then probably just pure joy. Like let's do this.
So rapid heartbeat, sweaty fingers, maybe butterflies in your tummy,
yeah.
Maybe you'll need to go for the old excited wee first, because everyone needs excited
wee. Yeah. I have a pre-pump wee.
Pre-pump wee. Jimmy, what I can tell you right now is that your body does not have a subset of behaviours from when you're anxious to when you're excited.
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
Your body will behave in the same way physically when you're excited and when you're anxious. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that we make is because we're worried about anxiety. We try and get rid of it. We sit on our hands and we're like, I must stop feeling this way. I must stop doing it.
But it's excitement.
Well, it's the same behaviour. And this is really interesting. So the only thing that is different in your body... between excitement and anxiety, if we now know that our body's doing the same physical things it would do, the only thing that is different is in your mind. When you're anxious, you're saying to yourself, what if?
Yeah.
And when you're excited, I can't wait.
Wow.
I can't wait. Your body doesn't have a subcategory of physical behaviours. So the only thing that is different is what's in your brain. So even now, or when I'm working with musicians or sports people and I'm talking to them, a lot of sports people are trained about harnessing these feelings because they are excitement.
Yeah.
Musicians don't get the same level of kind of training yet, and that's what we try and do to help them understand that when they're stood behind the decks for the first time or up on stage and they've got all these feelings going on, their natural reaction is to think, oh shit, I'm really nervous here, I'll have a swig of beer or something else, because they want to mask it. Well, no, that's not what you should be doing. You should be, I can't wait.
That's crazy, because like I definitely, when you said take a sip of beer when you're feeling that anxiety, that was when I would hammer the beers because I was like, I can't handle this. I need to have a drink to calm down. And
absolutely.
If you see it as excitement, then what you should do is just be confident in your performance, isn't it? Yeah. So if it's anxiety, be like, no, I'm confidently going to pull through whatever I'm worried about. It's excitement. Bang.
You literally need to change. So even now when I'm doing, if I'm doing talks to large groups of people, Every now and again, I'll still feel my stomach drop. You know, I'm normal like everyone. You know, I'm human. We established this a few weeks ago. But when I start to feel my stomach drop, I just, instead of going, oh my God, this is awful. What if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? I sit there and I say, I can't wait. And I just let all of those physical feelings happen. But instead of panicking, I'm like, this is going to be brilliant. I can't wait.
That is,
mate, you know, it's such absolute blinding.
Such a simple little way to flip it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you are.
Don't go post now on TikTok now. I'm having all my material stolen.
I'm on TikTok. I've got a TikTok account.
Have you?
Yeah, I don't understand it though. I don't understand it.
No. No. But do you know what? This is one of the key things that, God, we've gone 25 minutes talking about mental health. But this is, you know, everything that I do is trying to help people understand what can be a really complex topic.
Yeah.
In everyday terms. You know, just things that you're like, oh yeah, I can get that. Like, who else describes mental health about meeting someone in the middle of the Pink Flamingo? But that's definitely what, you know, you've got... It doesn't have to be complex. It really doesn't. And it's just understanding. So, Jimmy, stress, anxiety, learn your triggers, learn what yours are, learn what your stress signature is. And next time you feel those physical sensations, tell yourself you can't wait.
I'm excited now.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Honestly, everything which was stressing me out is now, I can't wait to do them all.
There's a good book by a guy called Mark Manson. Okay?
Mark Manson.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, yeah, I've read that. I didn't recognise the name. I've read that. I've read that. Yeah, that's a great book.
Really good. And it talks along the premise, you know, I don't want to do a whole hour's chat on mental health, but it talks on the premise of, you know, we only have a certain number of fucks we can give a day. You know, it's really important. Like I said, Pedro has things that he has to give a fuck about, and that's in his stress container, which is how we describe it, in his stress container. What we need to do... Container. Oh, Jimmy, I don't know if we've got time for it. Right, let's do it.
Stress container. I love that.
This is really important. So inside every single one of us, you got a container. Okay, now this is one of the other things. So when you talk to people about stress, because it's just a word we use, people essentially drag it behind them. They're like in a big black cloud. Again, the way I try and describe this is...
Like, you know, me with my Easter eggs.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Or you know, when you go on holiday, you neatly pack your suitcase and you know what's in there and everything's done. You close it and you go. When you're coming back from holiday, you don't give a shit. So everything gets thrown in there and you literally carry it on you got socks hanging out the back and you no longer know what's in there or anything. It's just in. So everyone has, the problem with our stress is we don't always understand what's in our stress container. We just pile stuff in. And in there will be anxiety as well, which we've already learned shouldn't be in there for a start. So what will happen is we've all got this container. What we need to do is pick it apart. We need to visualise it. And again, that's what I do with people. So
put it through like the scanner at security at the airport.
Yeah, right. I love that. Yeah. So this is why it's personal to you. So you've got a container inside of you, Jimmy, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't need to know what size it is or anything, but it could be a mug, it could be a cup, it could be an egg cup, it could be a flask.
Full of sausages.
I saw someone with a flask the other day. Those of you that don't know what we're on about, you need to go back to our Easter special podcast. But it could be a flask, or it could be a bucket. So mine...
Yeah, mine's a bucket, definitely.
Yeah,
mine's a bucket.
So mine is actually the bucket that collects golf balls at a driving range. So I'm really detailed. But I don't even play golf, which makes that even randomer. But inside my mind, that's what my stress container looks like. Now, the more vulnerable you are in a given period in time, the smaller your container will become. So it moves. And that's why how yesterday something didn't stress you out, but today it did. Because you might have become more vulnerable. You might be ill. You might be have lost a bit of money. You might be have an argument with your partner, COVID. So the more vulnerable you are as an individual, the smaller your container becomes. So it's fluid, right?
Yeah. So that's crazy. That's crazy because I was thinking about that today. What? As a fluid container that changed size. Honestly, I was thinking about those old gas containers. Do you remember?
Yes,
you don't
they get bigger as you go past.
Yeah, I was thinking about those things. I was like, what were they called? I don't know why. And now you've mentioned that. My mind is blown.
So, listen, we're going to start picking this apart. I think we've basically got a mental health special here, but I love
That's fine.
We will
Let's
get
do
onto
it.
the music at some point. So you've got a container. You can visualize your container. You know what it looks like. You know if it's got a handle. You know what color it is.
It's a yellow bucket full of sick and sand.
Okay, full of sick and sand. Because this is the interesting bit. Now we've got to find out what goes into the container.
Yeah.
So these are your stressors. So these are the scrumpled up bits of clothes that are currently just bunged in the suitcase. We need to understand what's in there. So at the moment, most people will just be lugging around anything. So what I'd normally do is get people to, on a bit of paper, draw their container crudely and take 5-10 minutes and write down everything they can think of that's currently stressing them out.
Wow. Yeah.
So what for a lot of people, what they'll be doing is getting it out of their heads for the first time. So most people have never written down everything that stresses them out. So then you've got basically you've emptied your brain for a moment in time. You've emptied all your stressors onto a piece of paper. You can see them there and you're like, great, okay, that looks fantastic. Now, you've got to, when you're writing them down, you've got to start visualising what these things look like. This is important. So you could have a bit of paper with the word on, like money, and scrunch it up and put it in. You could have sick and sand, so it'd be like volume of sick and sand. I use balls, okay? So I use balls because I've got a bucket. So the smallest ball I have is a marble. Yeah. Right? That's my minimum. So anything on its lowest level will be a marble.
Yeah.
And I go right up to beach balls. So when things are really stressing me out, it's a beach ball, okay?
You get a beach ball in your bucket?
No, not necessarily, Jimmy. I'm not saying I can fit it in my bucket. I'm saying that's how I scale my stresses. Okay. So what's really important now is people listening to this should have visualised their bucket or their container, their stress container. They should have an understanding of what the things are going to look like. Yeah. And hopefully they've started writing down or jotting down these given items that they've got. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Even Pedro would have stuff he needs to write down.
Tweet us your bucket.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Do it. Share it. I was doing this to and a lady was listening to this and drew. She was an artist, and she, as I was talking, drew this really beautiful container and sent it to me after. And it was like, wow. And this is why this is so important, because everyone can visualize their own bucket, and then it's theirs. It's no longer just something that is,
I love it.
Out there. So,
I love it. It's amazing.
You've got your bucket or your container. You know what's going to go in it. You've written everything down on a piece of paper. Now, the key is, now we've done all the hard work of visualising it and getting out all the information, you don't want to just put the same stuff straight back in, because then we've not achieved anything. Yeah. So it's about understanding what really needs to be in there. Remember me saying this? We need the right thing of the right size. Yeah. So to do that, you've got to ask 4 questions, Jimmy. 4 questions, and you should use this container every day of your life. Every day of your life.
It's there. I'm well in.
Question one. You won't be surprised with this one. Do I have any evidence?
Do I have any? I'm writing this down.
Remember what stress is. It's factual. It's in your diary. It's either something that's guaranteed to happen or happening. Crazy. So if you've got no evidence,
I'm so happy just listening to this. Honestly, somehow you are answering everything that's been bothering me.
Well, here we go. Joy. So if you've got no evidence, it's not stress. So it shouldn't be in your stress container. It should be, maybe it's anxiety. But if you've got no evidence,
in my anxiety hat, I've got an anxiety hat. Put it under my hat.
Anxiety anorak. So if you've written down in your stress container, bumping into Joan, right? Yeah. And you're looking and going, well, do I have any evidence that I'm going to bump into Joan? Of course not, because you're not going out today, Jimmy.
Get out the bucket,
so you're not going to bump into. So get it out your bucket.
Joan is out the bucket.
Joan's out the bucket. Right. So do I have any evidence? Yeah. Second question: can I change it?
Right. Okay. That's a good one. Yeah.
Third question: if I can't change it, do I need to accept it?
Oh, right. Okay.
Because remember, you can't get rid of everything in your container, so some things need to be in there, and you need to accept that they're in there. Yeah. Question 4.
Like the big things in life.
Yeah, we'll come on to these. We're going to come on to these. Question 4, the most important question of them all. Can anyone help?
Right, yeah.
Now, we never get to question 4, because when we're stressed, we like to think our stress is our own thing, and we must deal with it on our own. So we never get to question 4. But question 4 is actually the thing that will move the most amount of stuff out of your stress container.
Right, okay.
So, I'm going to come to some examples. 3 things that generally everyone stresses about. Yeah. Money, work, relationships.
Okay. Mine are none of those.
Really?
I don't know. Probably would definitely work. Yeah, definitely work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most people, other than Jimmy, will find that money, work, and relationships will be.
You know, I'm into UFOs and you're into picnics.
I know. That's a good point. So most people will have those in their container. And remember now, every person's container is a different size.
Yeah.
Every person, just those 3 examples, every single person in the world will have a different amount of money in their bank, give or take. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some of the exact same amount to the penny. But because everyone has a different amount of money in their bank, it means that by default, and different outgoings and different costs, it means that everyone's money object will be a different size.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's got to go in. Some people talk to their family, some people don't. Some people have loads of great family and friends, other people's don't. Okay? So that's going to go in there, and depending on how that is, that will take up a certain amount of space. And then some people love their job, like me and you, Jimmy, and other people hate their job. So that will go in. So inside your container, amongst all the other things that people have written down on their container, you've got these mainstays, right?
Yeah.
Sat in there. What we then need to understand is what else is going in. So let's use a great example about how you can use this model every single day. Every day of your life, right? Traffic. Right. Everyone has got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
We can all experience it. So let's run through how traffic goes into a stress container and how it will take up more space than it needs to if you let it.
Right.
Okay?
I got you.
So we need to be somewhere in 10 minutes' time, Jimmy. So we're in our car, we're driving along, lovely, everything's absolutely fine. Traffic is not even a problem. Our stress container's just got work, money, and relationships in it.
Lovely.
For argument's sake. We're ticking along.
Lovely.
We rolled up to the bumper of the car in front and we're like,
come on.
Duh. Right? So at this point, because this isn't in my plan, a marble drops into my bucket. So at this point,
who put that marble in my bucket?
Well, the traffic did, Jimmy. The traffic did. So I've got no problem because all I've done is rolled up to the car in front. So question 1, do I have any evidence? Yeah, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
You understand that, yeah?
Yeah.
You can't debate. This is where that key question, do I have any evidence?
Yeah.
Do I have any evidence that I'm sat in traffic? Well, there's a car in front. There's a car in front of that and that and that and that. And there's cars behind me now. I am well and truly in traffic. But it's okay because I've still got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a marble. Marble drops in. Fine. Okay. Now, whilst I'm sat there for a couple more minutes, I start to tap the steering wheel a bit more because it's like, oh man, the radio gets turned off because we all know that when you're in traffic, the radio goes out.
That's true.
I don't know why, but you don't move any faster when the music's on. So you turn the radio off, you start to get sweaty under the armpits, or for you ladies, you start to glisten. All right? So now this marble, every minute that goes past, that I'm now is getting bigger. So it's like a golf ball.
Oh, shit.
Now, like anything, when that thing gets bigger, it starts pushing against the other things that deserve to be in my container. It starts pushing them to the side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. Now, what you don't realise, question 2, can I change this? Can I change it? I promise you, every single person listening to this podcast has done this step when stuck in traffic and not even realised that they're doing it.
Thought about turning around?
No.
Oh, right.
Well, maybe. When you get stuck in traffic, one of the first things we do now, if you have a modern car, is tap your sat-nav.
Yes.
Recap. Yeah? That's your brain. That's it. You're doing it. Can I change it? Because what you've got is something's come into your container, it's nudging the space, and you think, can I avoid this traffic and remove this feeling that I've got inside of me right now?
Yeah.
So we do stage 2 without even realising. Now, let's say that stage 2, we've hit our sat-nav and it said, you're stuck in traffic, sucker. Right? Okay. Do I have any evidence? Can I change it? This golf ball's now gone to a tennis ball because I've only got 5 minutes now to get to where I need to, and it's a good 4 minutes away, right?
Yeah.
So we all know this. Now it's getting bigger. Because it's getting bigger, it's pushed right into the sides of my container. Think of when you put popcorn in the microwave, it goes in as kernels, and then you turn it up and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and it starts to overflow. So this thing is pushing all my other stuff right to the side.
Yeah. I know.
Question 3.
My God.
Question 3. If I can't change it, do I need to accept it? Now, this is in a weird place, because this is where most people will go, oh man, you are the traffic. If you weren't here, there'd be no traffic. So, you know, just, you know, deal with it, man. Get on with it. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I've just got to accept I'm the traffic. No! Bugger that! No! Why do we settle for this? No!
Don't accept the traffic.
Don't accept it. Because this is where question 4 comes in, and it's the most important one. Can anyone help? And we don't do this.
Right.
We don't do it because we're like, oh, I've got to deal with this on my own. So, I get out my phone of the person that I'm meeting in 4 minutes' time. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm like, I'm going to be so late. This tennis ball's now the size of a bowling ball. It's pushing into all kinds of things. I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, ah! But I get my phone out.
Yeah.
And a phone said person. I say, hey, Jimmy, it's Ian. I'm stuck in traffic, mate. I'm really sorry, but I'm late. And Jimmy's, you go.
Don't worry, I'm in this. I'm behind you.
Exactly. You're behind me.
I'm in the car behind you.
You're in the car behind. So all of a sudden, what do you think has happened to that bowling ball inside of my container?
It's gone back to marble and it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Boom.
Wow. Because you shared it.
Because I've checked if someone else can help. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. We don't do this.
Wow.
Because most people in that given situation about being stuck in traffic would go, this is shit. I'm stuck in traffic. And they would spend the whole rest of the journey sweaty, hot, no radio, unsettled, uncomfortable, worrying about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually checked if you're sat behind me.
I'm behind you. It's going crazy. Look how red I am.
Now, this is a funny thing, right? This is why question 4 is so important. Because in this instance, I've removed this thing from my container. And if you use your stress container every single day, when something drops in, you ask those 4 questions. Do I have any evidence? Can I change it? If I can't change it, do I accept it? Or can anyone help? You ask those 4 questions. What you'll find is that multiple times a day, things will drop in and go straight out. Drop in and out, drop in and out, drop in and out. If I'd have phoned you, Jimmy, and you'd gone, Ian, I'm stood outside the cinema. The credits are about to come on.
Yeah. I
really need you here. The film's going to start. Well, in which case, I've checked and I've confirmed that thing, it needs to be in there. Because remember I said you can't remove all stress. You shouldn't. But you need to know what's in your container at the right time of the right size.
Brilliant.
Imagine how many people spend their lives rushing around, chasing their tails, stressing about things that actually don't even need to be in there.
Yeah, and not even that. The thing they're stressing about, somebody else is experiencing the same thing. The exact same thing.
There you go. Stress container 101.
I'm behind you going, what's all this stuff going in my bucket? What's going on?
Honestly, you'll find that doing this will absolutely change everything. It really will.
This is weird. Like, I'm just so glad this conversation has happened now. Because it applies to so much about what is probably stressing me out and causing anxiety. So,
mate, pleasure. It's a pleasure. The mental health special.
It wasn't going to be that.
It wasn't going to be. Well, now we've got a debate. We're 42 minutes in. We've got stuff to do. Do we even do our album review?
I don't think we can. What? What do you think?
I don't know that we can. I think we've just done sometimes when things are made and you look back and think,
it's perfect.
That was a perfect moment in time.
That was a perfectly formed conversation.
I think that if we go any further now, we're going to detract from this mental health special.
Yeah, totally.
And what I also like is what we've prepared to do for this one. We could just do for another one.
Yeah, and I'm going to go down B&Q and just boot over loads of buckets.
I'll buy one. Yeah,
I'm going to buy a bucket.
Buy a bucket.
I'm going to keep it next to the bed.
I hope and listeners, I hope that a slight change to the running order and no album review. We have got an album to review.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've got an album, but we'll save it.
So what? Yeah,
we'll save it. But I think listeners, tweet us your bucket or Instagram us your bucket.
Yeah. And don't go and do an article for The Independent saying you thought this up, because I'm going to lose my rag.
No, that's why we recorded it. We can prove it was our conversation.
Right now, it's in my stress container that someone's pinching on my material.
I feel good.
Stress, anxiety, learn your triggers, learn what's going on. I've got loads. And some people will have, we won't go into the topic of it, but depression. For any mental illness, I get asked this all the time. I'm like, how do you tell if someone's got a mental illness? And you're like, what mental illness do you want me to tell you about? And there's 67.5 million people in the world. We're all different. In the UK, sorry. We're all different. So every single illness or every single thing will have a different kind of trigger or symptom. So I have one for depression as well, which is quite an interesting one. So if I feel like I'm because I've had depression, I live with depression. If I'm moving into a depressive state, I start to feel guilty when I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah. Now, oh my word, yeah.
And this is a real common one. And some people are like, well, hang on, what do you mean? I don't understand that. Well, let me explain. Because again, when you just say it, it sounds quite silly. Like, yeah, but how do you really know what you mean? Well, this is like me phoning my nan, having a lovely conversation. At the end of the call, saying, see you later, nan, love you, bye, putting the phone down. As soon as I put the phone down, I'm like, oh, did I hang up a bit soon? I'll call her back. I just call her back, say, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. And I call her back. By this point, she's watching Emmerdale. Nan, you're right. I'm really sorry. I don't know if I hung up too soon. And Nan's like, Ian, go away. I'm watching telly. Oh, now she definitely don't want to talk to me. Yeah? So you blow these things like out of proportion that you've done something wrong. And that, when I start to think that way, I know that, again, my body is telling me that something, or my brain is telling me that things aren't right and I need to pay some attention. I need to improve my 5 ways of well-being, which we always talk about, the connecting, the being active, the learning, giving, taking notice. All of these are so fundamental to your overall mental well-being. Yeah. Learn all these things about us. Yeah. We walk around blind, Jimmy. We do.
Yeah, totally.
We walk around blind.
Totally. Yeah, and that's something that I'm learning as I get older, 100%. Just, for me, it's all been about finding my triggers, like you say, finding out what was causing me to act in certain ways in the past. Yeah. And managing them when they do come along. When they do, like, oh, that thing is back. Yeah. That horrible feeling is back. Right, let's sort it out before it gets worse.
But this is the thing as well. People think that when you know your triggers, or what you've just said then and understand it, that it means it won't happen. No. It will still happen. In the same way that when you know you're getting a cold, you still get a cold. It's just that you're in a better position to understand why and to be... So learning your triggers doesn't mean you'll never have these feelings again.
God, no.
But it's about knowing why you're having them and what's going on. It makes it easy to articulate to other people or to explain or to just be more comfortable feeling how you feel. Yeah. Love it.
I feel good. I'm just going to go run now with a smile on my face.
Just let me know where you want me to send the invoice.
Oh, that's one of the things that stressed me out, actually. I sent a load of invoices. Yes. And I did them all separately for the same company, but I did them all separately. And they were kind of like, we'll pay them, but why have you done them all separately? And I was like, what do you mean? Because they were separate jobs.
Separate jobs, yeah. Oh. It's so difficult.
It is.
Listen, and anyone out there, I invoice people sometimes, and like I've got strict 30-day payment terms. You know, self-employed, I run my business, and then all you need is one company to turn around and go, "Yeah, we're 60 days."
I know. What's the matter with you,
David and Goliath? There, right there. You're like the little man, just like, well, I want it in 30, and they're like, well, we're 60. Oh, yeah. Damn you!
That's kind of what I had. It's like I chased it, and then we'll pay them. But out of interest, why did you send us so many? And it's like, well, that's how many things I did for you. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, remember you told me that money isn't one of your stressors?
No.
There you go, mate.
It is. Well, they've been paid now, but it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe this is the after effects of all that money worry.
Afterburners. Listen, I think this has been a beautiful, beautiful 47 minutes.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it a bit as well.
Guys, very, very different. I hope you get some from it. If you want more on this kind of stuff, then just let us know.
Yeah, check out. You guys don't come to Running Punks for this kind of stuff, because we'll just scream in your face and shake you. But go to We Are Hummingbird for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we won't scream in your face.
Although you have said you're a shouter.
I am a shouter when I'm stressed. I am a shouter. All right, Jimmy, it's been beautiful. Well, no music review. I quite like it. We're just keeping it fresh, jazzing it up.
This is what we do.
Guys, have a lovely week. Enjoy. Take care. Send in love.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
You lucky people have been listening to the Humming Punks podcast, produced by myself, Kale, and sponsored by Shure.